Well, all right. You know, back in the mid-90s, early 90s sometime, I'm doing a show in Cleveland, Ohio, and it's this group called White Zombie. They're a little on the freaky-deaky side, and that's what they're all about. That's all right, whatever they want to do. So we're there, and during the show, somebody in the audience takes it upon themselves to take the fire hose off the house right wall, and they engage it somehow. Now, if you can imagine like a cobra dancing out of a wicker basket, you know, that's exactly what happened. This hose was out of control, and it snaked its way up to where the front of house mixing console was, and it hit the front of house console, and it literally blew all the knobs and faders off the console, washed out into the audience, all over the floor, all over the audience, and certainly all over the front of house mixer and the tech, who at that point looked how they just got out of the swimming pool, you know. On stage is total chaos. If you can imagine the sound of like a dinosaur being hit by a cannon full of nails, like, ah, kabam! The sound was epic. The sound that audio system made when that mixing console went down with I don't know how many gallons of water that was in it. And pandemonium pursued, you know. The lighting guys, being lighting people, did what they could to help, and they put us in a complete blackout, so no fucking lights on. Nobody can see what's going on. Everyone's freaked out. The band is freaked out. I mean, to go from the PA blazing and the show going on to boom, everything down, loud explosion, and just the stage volume going, it's a pretty dramatic thing, especially when no one's anticipating it. So what's going on now on the deck is there's a lot of panic. We're trying to just get a feed into the main audio system, which is still operational, but there's no way to feed it except from the monitor console. And at this point, we just want to be able to make an announcement to the crowd to say, you know, whatever. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Agora security team had grabbed the guy who had got the hose off the wall, and they grabbed him and they threw him out the side door, and that was it. Well, the band on stage was fucking pissed. They were really, really angry. And what they wanted to do is they sent their security people looking for this guy because they wanted to bring him back in the building. They wanted to make an announcement to the crowd that this was the guy that shut the show down, and they wanted to literally throw him into the audience. You know, and there was the vibe backstage when all that conversation was going on was really, really heavy. You know, it was, you know, I mean, I've been at gigs where, you know, there's been a disaster, a technical disaster, the show's been shut down for this or that reason, but this was really an ugly, ugly vibe. And that guy who pulled that hose off the wall and got away, man, he has no idea how lucky he was to get away, because who knows how that would have turned out. You know, I mean, obviously the guy should have been arrested and faced the crime for vandalism or $50,000 mixing console and shut the show down, but just a little out of control. Just a little out of control. And wow. You know, what's most important about the gig and that night and all that horribleness that went on and all the stress that went on is that I was a stagehand that night, and I was not with the audio company, and I was not with the band. And all of that chaos and all that trauma, at the end of the day, I really couldn't give a shit. It didn't affect me one bit for nothing. I was responsible for nothing. The question that I remember asking when that thing was over is like, you don't really expect us to go looking for all these knobs, do you? They're everywhere. Get a broom.